at some reactions that are coming through, and I'm joined by Grant Tyson, who is with Search and Rescue South Africa. Grant, good evening. Thanks for speaking to us. Just put us into perspective, search and rescue of this magnitude, where does this rate amongst some of the search and rescue missions that you've been involved in?
Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity. So, if you ask where do we rate in search and rescue, I think we've got very capable and very highly trained rescue members out in the field. SARSA, who I belong to, is a voluntary organisation, obviously like to be able to provide services as a force multiplier to assist with these rescue operations and provide the communication links that are so necessarily needed in operations like this. But if you look at the teams that are out in the field, they are dedicated people, from SAPs, to the givers, all the volunteers, the communities that step up and assist, and put this entire network together to be able to do the good work that they do, to go out and look for missing people and assist where needed. I think we've got probably some of the most capable people in the world. And we as an organisation are very proud to be part of that and to work alongside these professional people. So it's an absolute honour and privilege to spend the time with them. It's a continual learning basis for us and for all other members. We learn from each other. We introduce new technologies, and for what the President was saying tonight, I think it's very much needed support that we're going to get from a national perspective. And I think a lot of the rescuers will be looking forward to that support.
Grant, we certainly applaud all the work that you're doing, but I can only imagine just how dangerous it is. The President talked about the SAPS officer who unfortunately passed away and her canine in the process of a rescue.
Yes, absolutely. It's you know, when people think they're going to go for a walk along a riverbank, it's not necessarily as simple as it sounds. These searches take place in areas that have been through absolute havoc and flood and mudslides, and it's dangerous environments, but these are highly skilled people. So when you hear very unfortunate accidents that happen like this, you must understand that the terrain that they're working in is incredibly dangerous. These are highly skilled, trained rescue operators and technicians, and for them to have accidents and for very unfortunate accidents like this to happen, you can understand the severity of the situation that they're in, as well as the environments they're working in, incredibly dangerous. And we absolutely take our hat off to those rescue technicians and those SAPS members, because they're doing a fantastic job. They're working long hours. They are really working hard. And to lose a member in the search and rescue community like that is very unfortunate and a very sad day indeed.
Now, just how difficult are these operations? I mean, right now we understand that 48 people are still missing. There have been reports that some of these bodies, unfortunately, may be buried in mud as deep as 20 to 30 meters. Some may have been washed away to sea.
You know, it's very challenging environments. What you see on TV and what you see in the pictures doesn't necessarily hit home until you actually go into the field and see the devastation. And unfortunately, with floods and mudslides that you're getting here, a lot of the time they don't create cavities like in a structural collapse where there's potential cavities where people can get trapped and still survive. This is a wall of mud that comes down and covers absolutely everything in its path, and when it moves down a hill, it takes everything with it, including the homes and the people. And looking for those missing people under meters and meters of mud is very challenging. And hence why the SAPS Canine Search and Rescue utilize their dogs, because they've got incredible capabilities of finding these potentially missing people and hopefully even just recovering, sadly, just the bodies, which creates closure for the families. But it is very challenging environments, and it's very different to normal types of rescues because of it being mud and so dense and just covering up everything when it goes over.
Grant, thank you so much for your time and for speaking to us, and we continue to pray for you and wish you the best of luck in your continued operations.